Hey there, good morning and welcome to our stream. We're here to chat about some weather. I'm meteorologist Alyssa Andrews alongside meteorologist Eliasen and our executive weather producer. You just came out with a big blog on our website about the incoming snowstorm. Yeah, so we got a lot to talk about. Not only just with the storm coming tomorrow, but it's really a really active pattern. Probably this, I think when we look back, say a month or two from now at the entire winter, this may be the period of time where we remember, assuming that the next 2 or 3 storms hit in the next week or so. It's going to be an active, kind of busy pattern and a very messy one. Yeah. And very telling from just putting out that February outlook not too long ago, knowing this was going to be the month where we went up and down quite a bit, and we're already starting off very active. It's been a while. Yeah, it's really been a while since we had a winter stretch like what we've got coming up. But let's start with the first one, which is coming tomorrow. I guess, would you call it good news that it's a daytime event? You're not going to wake. So you wake up, it's still fine. The roads will be fine tomorrow morning. The snow comes in around 9 a.m. I feel like it's easy for commuters, but it's not necessarily easy for schools. Like, what do you do if it's not snowing yet? And you just basically have to base your decision on a forecast. Whether to call school, whether you let out early. Either trying to get in early, or because the delays aren't really going to help out at all here. Right. So I think that might be to your point, maybe a good thing that it is during the daytime, just because we'll get some sunlight hours out of this while it is a bit harder to navigate weather-wise. Yeah, I mean, for superintendents, again, letting the kids out early around noon is going to be right in the middle of the snow. If you let them out regular time, 2 or 3, it's in the middle of the sleet. So I don't know, but either way, it's not a major storm. Tough call. Anyways, it's going to be snow to ice to rain. The greatest impacts right around that late morning, midday time frame. You can't really see the storm is not obvious on satellite and radar. It's this little blob of sort of snow showers up in the northern sort of tier of the United States. But it'll start coming together today, and certainly by tomorrow morning, it's going to be riding on into southern New England. So it's going to be pretty quick moving then, at least to get here. Now, once it's here, we've got a pretty good all-day thing going. But this particular model, I think, is a little aggressive with the start time. I think it's probably for most, I'd say it's probably starting in Worcester by 9, Boston by 10. This one is maybe an hour sped up. But nonetheless, everybody starts as a snow tomorrow morning, somewhere between 8 and 10 a.m. And I would guess probably most folks get about 2 hours of snow. If you're up in like northern Essex County, northern Massachusetts, that big old pink line is basically the sleet line. So obviously the longer you stay in the snow, the better chance you have of getting a little more accumulation, which would be the case up in northern Mass, because the sleet line's coming from south to north, essentially. And you can see a little bit of rain down towards the south coast and the Cape. 2 p.m., just about everybody in southern New England is done with the snow by this time frame. Sleeting probably is the main precipitation type for the majority of the area, and rain down towards the south coast and the Cape. But sleet is interesting. I feel like sleet is sort of the least hazardous of all the winter precipitation types. It's just those little balls, sleet balls, that'll ping off of things. That doesn't really freeze like freezing rain. Right, that's the part that I'm a bit more concerned for, just because already right now some roads have those little icy sheets every now and then. So when you get snow on top of that, that's tricky. Now where you get the rain line down to the south, that's going to be tough too, because areas that can just freeze right over when temperatures drop later that evening after the sun sets, it's going to be pretty slick out. A lot of concerns here depending on where you live. And the good news is that, again, we said by 5 p.m. or so, it's out of here. So, it'll probably go from sleet to a little bit of freezing rain at the very end, and then it's gone, or a little bit of rain for the coast. So a little bit of everything. I called it, I think, on the blog, like a winter sandwich on your driveway. You get like some snow. I like that with the kitchen sink, just throw in everything. Yeah, a little bit of everything, which we haven't really had yet. Most of our storms have either been rain or a lot recently just been snow. So definitely a different kind of feel. Definitely, if you're shoveling, going to be a heavy, crusty, you get the snow on the bottom with a crust on top. So you got to take it slow and take it easy if you're cleaning up. And once everything stops falling, we're done with the precipitation. That's when temperatures start to drop, and still could be very slick outside, especially with anything wet on the road starting to freeze over. Right, yeah, we'll show that temperature map in a bit, yeah. But as far as travel goes tomorrow, again, if you're an early commuter, anytime between 6, 7, 8 a.m., you're fine. It really starts to get dicey, though, after 10 a.m., so figure, the snowiest portion of the day is 9 a.m. to noon. The iciest is in the afternoon with a sleet to freezing rain mix.
And then again, by 8 p.m., it's just a matter of how good a job they do cleaning the roads.
Right. Which this season seems to be pretty good,
yeah,
I would say.
So far, so good. Yeah. Although we haven't had to deal with this many precipitation types in one storm before this season. But my guess is a lot of folks will probably opt to work from home tomorrow if they can. Some schools will probably call out, so maybe the traffic won't be as bad as expected.
That'd be a good day, just to not mess with it. If you can, staying at home is ideal.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be staying at home tomorrow.
Right, no, we will be here actually throughout the day doing extra stream hits. So we'll be with you guys throughout the entirety of the event, pretty much.
Yeah, we'll have you covered. But just to delve in a little bit more on what's going on in the atmosphere. So again, everybody starts to snow. The entire atmosphere above us, if you can picture it as almost like a layer cake. So it's cold, it's below freezing everywhere tomorrow morning when it starts to snow. But around midday or so, and it's not at ground level, but about 5,000 feet above our heads, there'll be a layer of air that's above freezing. So a couple thousand feet thick layer of sort of milder air comes in about 5,000 feet above our heads. And what happens is the snow falls into that layer, melts, changes to rain, and then it falls back into another below freezing layer, and that freezes the rain into little sleet pellets. So kind of like an atmospheric layer cake going on tomorrow afternoon. And then as the afternoon goes on, that warm layer sort of thickens and grows, but not all the way to the surface in some areas. So that's a recipe for some freezing rain at the very end. Kind of complicated, a lot of stuff going on tomorrow, but just to kind of give you an idea of like sort of what the deal is tomorrow. And this is just another look at, you know, as far as the 1,000 feet go, 5,000 feet to about 7,000 or 8,000 feet is where that warm layer comes in tomorrow. So anyways, it'll stay cold for most of the day at the surface, but things are going to be going on above our heads. This is the latest snow map. We're looking at, on average, I'm guessing most folks, 2 or 3 inches. If outside of Cape Cod and the islands, where there'll be a little bit less, a little bit more up towards the Mass New Hampshire border and southern New Hampshire, where the snow hangs on a little longer. But I think most folks in southern New England, 2 or 3 inches of snow, which is about what we've been getting every storm pretty much for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and you know, maybe this will stick a little bit around a little longer. Last time, I had so many people disappointed that the snow melted off right in the morning. We said it would. We said, hey, temperature's going to warm up pretty quickly the next day. And yeah, by morning, pretty much all the snow was gone. So we get another round at least, and
yeah, I mean, yeah, and like we said, with the temperatures, you were mentioning the temperature. So very cold tomorrow morning. Obviously, that's why it starts to snow. You can see the warmth slowly building, but check out like north and west of Boston. So this is by Thursday afternoon when the storm's winding down. It's still below freezing, and for a good portion of the interior, north and west. And even into 10 o'clock tomorrow night, temperatures ticking up a little bit, but still any untreated surfaces tomorrow night will definitely stay frozen north and west of town, especially. And then, again, we sort of stay around the freezing mark overnight in places like Fitchburg, Worcester, Lawrence, Lowell, whereas Boston and southeast is warm enough for some melting to go on into Friday. So, again, storm will be ending at 5 or 6, but still have to be aware of, you know, if you're going out, either walking on your sidewalk or on the driveway or driving, could be some slippery spots. This is just another look at that. The blue areas are basically above freezing. The purple are below, so this is just another look at tomorrow night around 9 o'clock, still below freezing in a lot of like the valley areas, Merrimack Valley, Pioneer Valley, and even in northern Worcester County. And then that eventually sort of erodes. And then, are we ready for another storm?
I think we're ready. I think we're ready. we got more snow on the way potentially.
Another follow-up storm about 2 to 3 days later. Similar kind of track to this one and similar impacts. Starts as snow. This is 10 p.m. Saturday night, just coming in as snow. And again, looks like probably will be some sort of transition to an icy mix or rain. This is Sunday morning. Question really is like, and it's again being so far out, it's still 4 days away. It's hard to know how quickly that transition happens. Will it be more snow? Will it be more rain? I think there's a slightly greater chance for a little bit more snow on the front end with this one than Thursday's, but nonetheless, another event, and my guess is a lot of folks have extra interest on Sunday because it's Super Bowl Sunday. So A lot of folks heading to parties.
Yeah, the travel for that morning too. But because we could be waking up with quite a bit of snow on the ground Sunday if this track happens to play out like it will, and then that warm front comes through, pulls temperatures up a little bit in the morning. But we could be looking at an additional couple of inches.
Yeah, with perhaps a little more ice, and of course the Super Bowl is until later in the day, so this will be long gone with maybe a few lingering flurries. But my guess is a lot of folks will have to do the cleanup, and then they can start making their jambalaya or whatever it is you're making to bring to your Super Bowl party. Do you have a by the way, what's your Super Bowl pick, real quick?
Chiefs. Just because that's where the money's at right now. I know. Okay. I should maybe rethink that.
No, sadly you're probably right. I
know, but I realize though you don't want the Chiefs to we don't want them to outshine the Patriots.
We don't. No, so. They never will. Anyhow, this next graphic is to show not one, not two, but 3 storms we're tracking. There's the first one that goes by Thursday. There's the second one that goes by for Saturday night and Sunday. And then in the bottom of your screen there, storm number 3. There's another one. This one much deeper dive into the United States, the southern tier. And this one would probably be sometime later Tuesday into Wednesday.
Maybe pick up some more energy, some more moisture.
Right.
Too. Looks like a little bit more rain coming in with that.
That's the thing with these southern tier storms. They come out of the Gulf and they're just loaded with moisture. And they also, the track looks to be a little farther south of New England. So this one of the 3, in my mind, has the biggest snow potential, biggest like classic winter storm potential. But again, it is a week from today, so we're sort of just throwing darts at this point, but the models have been fairly consistent, showing like a 3rd storm in this path.
Yeah, that would be nice, because the last time we had a storm that took a pretty similar route, it looked like it had all the fixings to come in loaded with moisture. Yes. And then we got a big slot of dry air moves through, and it can do so much to push out the moisture from a low pressure system even as big as that. So I think that'll be an exciting storm to watch once we get through these next 2.
Once we get through 1 and 2, yeah. I only threw this up so the Blizzard 78 anniversary, 47th, it was 47 years ago. It was basically February 6th and 7th here in southern New England. Eric Fisher and David Wade are going to be chatting about this today on the stream at 3 o'clock, chatting about the anniversary. We're going to take a little look back, at some of the old clips from WBZ. And at the time, but anyways, they'll sort of have a deeper dive into this if you're interested, check them out today.
Okay, that'll be a good one to catch today at 3.
It'll be a fun chat, yeah, absolutely. And David and Eric are great together chatting about anything, but yeah, Blizzard 78 is obviously a fun topic. Next 7 days, it's all about the storms, really. You got your Storm 1, Storm 2, and Storm 3 is about to come on the edge of our 7-day for Tuesday night and Wednesday. Alyssa is going to be on here at noon to have the latest. We're constantly getting new information, so we'll keep tweaking those maps, and obviously tomorrow during the day, Jason, myself, you, Eric will all be here.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of chances to catch the forecast all throughout the day and get all the live updates.
Absolutely, yeah, and there's a chance we may see you out in the elements tomorrow. We'll see.
That'll be fun. I wouldn't mind. I'll go out with my Kestrel and
go.
Take some temperature readings, get all the on-the-ground readings straight from the high-tech equipment.
There you go. So if you're heading out tomorrow, take it easy. If you can work from home, even better. But stay with us. We'll get you the very latest tonight today at noon and tonight at 5.